The simplest explanation is not necessarily true. Sometimes the truth is convoluted and perplexing and perverse. You have just seen on screen the moment that was used to justify banning all of my YouTube channels, declaring me a person too dangerous to be allowed to participate on anyone's YouTube channel, too dangerous to even appear in interviews on other channels, because supposedly I was guilty of hate speech against a protected group. Let's see that one more time with the sound on, in case you imagine I'm saying something racist or denigrating when that's played in context. When did his obsession with the unattainable TradCon princess begin? When did he create this paradigm for Anastasia? Because, bro, you know, I know, we all know. Whatever TradCon means, she ain't it. Whoever Anastasia is supposed to be, it ain't her. In the end, after all your flexing and all your boasting, you ended up like 99% of humanity, settling. You ended up in the position of a man who has to get whatever he can take and take whatever he can get, even if that involves crumpling up all of his own ideals and simply flushing them down the toilet. I realize how hard this is to believe. That is all the guidance you get from YouTube. You're told the name of the video and the precise moment within the video. If you have kept a copy of the video on your own hard drive, you can then look it up and discover what I just showed you. It only takes one case of severe abuse to justify terminating your channel entirely. No further appeal, no further explanation, right? And if you look it up, how it is exactly that YouTube defines this, to qualify as severe hate speech, it has to be something like a threat, a danger. It can't merely be a racist joke made in bad taste. And again, my ban was the most extreme kind. I wasn't just that one video would be deleted or one YouTube channel would be deleted. I would be banned from all social media forever as a thought criminal. Everyone in the audience made up their own explanation for why I was banned from YouTube. And whatever their motivations may have been, no matter how mean-spirited, the explanation they came up with, speculatively, made more sense than the truth. Because I dared to write down on a piece of paper everything you believe in, crumpled it up, and flushed it down the toilet. Yeah, this is like a surreal test for nihilism in a culture dominated by an ethos of belief. That is the truth. A human being who is employed by YouTube sat down at a keyboard and decided that the image of me crumpling up a piece of paper that has those words written on it, has the words "everything you believe in" written on it, that this was tantamount to a threat against a protected group. That video doesn't discuss Islam. It doesn't discuss the Quran or the Bible. What if I had crumpled up a page of the Bible? What if I had crumpled up a page of the Quran as part of an expression of a critique of religion, social mores in our time? What are the implied and actual limitations on freedom of speech in the 21st century? What is it that any of us are supposed to be responsible for, let alone afraid of.
The most important decision that you will make is the woman to have children with.
This dude has been preaching on the internet for the better part of a year about how he doesn't want no woman who is in no bikini on no internet showing off her body. If there's one thing he does not want, it's a woman who would ever show off her ass in a bikini on Instagram. The minute he gets a girlfriend, it's her ass in a bikini on his own YouTube channel. Bro, what's up?
Which girl would you rather date? Jessica or Anastasia? Jessica is a basic. She posts ass pictures on Instagram and goes to the club, whereas Anastasia was raised in the most perfect, healthy way. She knows exactly what is expected of her in a beautiful, committed relationship. She's there by your side to support you, to make you stronger, to make you more masculine and focus on your goals.
Oh, no, dude, don't get the wrong idea. I mean, she reads books. I read books. We read books together. It's not like she's some kind of guitar playing bimbo. Yeah, right. She reads books when she knows you have the camera on, posing for a video in which she's reading books. I don't believe she reads books. You know what? I look at those tattoos and I think she's read one book for every tattoo on her body. Let me tell you this in life, Hamza. This is deep and it's real at the same damn time. The only books that count are the books you read when the camera is not running. The books you read that are not intended to pander to or get money out of your YouTube audience. And yes, y'all, that applies to all the halfway decent-looking women who are making a ridiculous amount of money out of #booktube. This is the biggest black pill of all for half of you guys and what it is you're hoping to get out of so-called self-improvement. This is what he looks like with his shirt off in real life. Yeah. You can compare the flattering pictures he puts on Instagram before he decided to delete his Instagram. You can compare what he looks like in the very same YouTube videos in which he is warning you that this type of photograph is misleading and is an illusion. Yep, it's pretty much dad bod, guys. He pretty much put in all that work at the gym just to look like a regular guy. And if you put in all those hours at the gym, the odds are, in the end, maybe it's going to make a 10% difference in your appearance, maybe a 20% difference in your appearance, and the particular women in your life might not even really care. Because, hey, they might be the kind of women who really care about, reading books. I'm not really here to clown Hamza. I'm not really here to hate on Hamza or his newfound lady friend. What I am here to do is draw attention to the unreality of the tradcon paradigm that he has been preaching for all these years, well, all these months. When did it start exactly? When did his obsession with the unattainable tradcon princess begin? When did he create this paradigm for Anastasia? Because, bro, you know, I know, we all know, whatever tradcon means, she ain't it. Whoever Anastasia is supposed to be, it ain't her. In the end, after all your flexing and all your boasting, you ended up like 99% of humanity, settling. You ended up in the position of a man who has to get whatever he can take and take whatever he can get, even if that involves crumpling up all of his own ideals and simply flushing them down the toilet.
I mean, really, people like to disrespect my crew, but the fact is that you know my name and I don't know you.
What if you live your whole life and you never get no ass?
Yes, that's it. That is the next moment that the YouTube employee singled out for censorship. You just saw it. I will play it again.
What if you live your whole life and you never get no ass?
I realized that nobody in their right mind could possibly think this was racist hate speech, even if they were so misguided as to assume that this guy sitting in the driver's seat of the car is me. But unlike, say, the witch trials in ancient times, YouTube does not distinguish between me quoting and criticizing someone else and the things I say in my own voice with my own face on camera. So even if this guy had said something racist, I don't necessarily agree with him just because I'm quoting him in a video that criticizes him.
As for my history and how women perceive it, like the paid encounters, yeah, I am actually up to triple digits there. I think 113 or 114. So yeah, it's definitely a lot more than 88 different girls. Yeah, 113 different girls. Lately I've learnt that women probably have lied about their own past and misrepresented their past and their present too, in terms of their history. So it's like, why would they be entitled to know about my history? Why would I have to be honest about my history when they're not honest about their history? Like, I'm just not going to tell them stuff because, like, that's how women treat me. Look at people like hiding in my room. He is still able to get laid with some of his fangirls and stuff, even though they know that he has a triple digit body count. He has paid for encounters.
The best way that I can improve my chances in the dating marketplace is by basically hiding my personality and pretending to be someone that I'm not. And a lot of people might think this is not a good idea, you're supposed to be yourself, not supposed to pretend to be someone you're not. But the problem is, when I be myself, no one likes me.
What if you're not good enough to receive genuine love? A lot of people believe that there's somebody for everybody. This whole there's somebody for everybody type of thinking, I think this whole way of thinking is delusional.
As far as women is concerned, I always felt that I just wasn't good enough to have no woman. I'm 26, I never had no ass, and never been in a committed relationship with a female, and I mean, I just feel that I ain't shit. You know, I've always felt inadequate. I've always felt less than. I always felt that I wasn't good enough to have no bitch. Ladies, you guys be the judge. Do y'all think I ain't shit? Cause I think I ain't shit, and I'm pretty sure y'all wouldn't date a nigga like me.
What if you live your whole life and you never get no ass? What if you never meet a woman that you can connect with on that level? In my opinion, I don't think genuine love is for everybody. I believe that people who have superior genetics qualify for genuine love. That's why I think to myself all the time, what if you're not good enough to receive genuine love? What if your genetics is inferior? What if you're not good enough to receive genuine love? What if you really are inferior? You know? But a lot of people, I guess, they don't think like this. I feel people saying that genuine love is for everybody is delusional thinking. What if you're not good enough to receive genuine love? What if you are inferior?
Sometimes in life you just have to come to the realization on things, you know? Sometimes you just have to, you know, be real with yourself. You know? Maybe you ain't shit. I haven't been on a date in 8 years. I just don't believe that I'm capable of meeting anybody. I don't think there's any bitch that would want to fuck me. I always felt that I was a nobody. I always felt that I wasn't good enough to have no woman. I always felt that other dudes were superior to me. And I truly do believe other dudes are superior to me. I always knew I wasn't shit. A fucking loser. A nigga who's nothing.
You know, what if you are a failure? A lot of people need to think this. What if you're just a failure? What if your genetics are inferior and you're just not attractive at all to the opposite sex. So I feel that this is a question people need to ask themselves. What if you're not good enough to receive genuine love? What if your genetics are inferior?
That's a topic for a video. Here is the third and final of the 3 moments YouTube selected to punish me for having on my channel, and it is not remotely clear which race I would be racist against in this clip, which once again is not me speaking. It's a quotation from another YouTuber, someone I am criticizing, someone I am disagreeing with. It's the precise moment when he mentions getting into fights or avoiding them, 10 minutes and 37 seconds into the original runtime.
Don't ever get the police involved. Once you get the police involved, you're just opening up a huge can of worms. And like, if you ever have a chance to fight somebody, just don't do it.
You know, I have a lot of friends who say, and like, when I say I have a lot of friends, I'm not exaggerating. I have had a lot of friends or people that I've encountered that have had people maybe try to start fights with them, or like, you know, try to get like start some shit with them. And I've never, ever had that happen. I've never been confronted physically by somebody. No one's ever tried to step to me. And one of the reasons why I think is because I'm a big fucking guy.
The particular moment is in no way racist. It's Sam talking about his experience avoiding getting into fistfights. The topic of the video as a whole has nothing to do with race and racism. It's a critique of pickup artists who sort of encourage their viewers to think that if they have the right kind of swagger and sense of self-confidence and style, they can be a successful ladies' man like Sam himself here, despite his obesity. Well, you know, if they think I'm racist, who in this context am I being racist against? Am I being racist against Sam, this overweight white guy? Or, you know, is the censor pretending that they can't distinguish between me quoting Sam when Sam is the person I'm criticizing and when I'm speaking in my own voice? So who's Sam racist against? How can it possibly be that this is a pretext for YouTube to punish me so severely for so-called hate speech? Does this matter? Is it a trivial thing that in our democracy you can be silenced? The message you are trying to convey, both seriously and as some kind of political satire or comedy, can be erased from the world. You can be silenced for such an odd moment, open to many different interpretations, as writing down on a piece of paper everything you believe in and then flushing it down the toilet. And this is what I'm up against. This is not censored or banned on YouTube. What is the significance of that to you? What is the significance of a YouTube channel like Roger Hallam here, a man who's currently in prison, ranting incoherently about his religious experience of resistance, encouraging people to engage in utterly self-destructive, dangerous, counterproductive acts of civil disobedience? I think there is a reasonably profound question here of what does democracy mean to you? As a vegan, it's very easy for me to look at slaughterhouse footage and think, oh, everyone else can see what's wrong with this picture. It's very easy for me to look at, say, evidence of cruelty against animals in a laboratory where animals are being tortured to death just to create a slightly redder shade of lipstick. I can see what's wrong with it. Everyone else can see what's wrong with this picture. I don't need to analyze it for them. I don't need to explain it for them. No narrative necessary, right? Right? You can see what's wrong with it. people in this video, and the people who made this, edited it, and are promoting it, they don't see what's wrong with the picture. I have to see it for them. You have to explain it to them. That facing many years in prison, whether the damage done is measured in dollars, or in terms of disruption of the public order, or in terms of endangering people's lives, because you're smashing a pump down at a gas station that could, in theory, catch on fire or leak or explode. You know, whether it's considered endangering people's lives or not. Is this democracy? I would rather be a failed revolutionary than a successful bureaucrat. What I tried to do on YouTube, as jarring and disturbing as it may be in many ways, is quite wholesome compared to my competition in this same movement. What I have done as political protest, as comedy, as satire, and as a serious attempt to engage with the history of philosophy and politics and to bring in other thinking people as we stand at this strange juncture in the history of the world. What I did on YouTube was banned. I crossed the line that YouTube has drawn for what is acceptable and what is unacceptable as freedom of speech. Whereas these people who are responsible for squandering millions of dollars and ruining hundreds of people's lives, these people who are still preaching that you should get yourself put in jail and that you should glorify and justify this kind of violence as part of a revolution that never has been, never will be, never could be real. A make-believe revolution. Oh yeah, this is fine on YouTube, reflecting deep-seated assumptions about democracy.
Whether people want to believe it or not, some people's genetics are inferior. And some people are inferior.